Flood in 2022 has affected all four provinces of Pakistan. Around one third of the country has drowned underwater. Millions of people are homeless, helpless, and in severe need of shelter and food. In Pakistan, people have been trapped under flood waters for more than 30 days. Hundreds of thousands are reported dead. Almost all the country is flooded. Many of the cities and towns have been destroyed. Over 3,500 flood victims are reported dead in Pakistan. The floods are being compared with the Great Flood of 2013 in the US. This time, there are reports of bodies being found in the water for days. Many people are trapped in their homes and are desperate for food and water. Thousands of families are living in tents and temporary shelters. Most are still waiting for help. Floods are one of the worst natural disasters. They are caused by heavy rainfall that causes water to rise and overflow its banks. They destroy homes, crops, and livestock, and sometimes even people. In addition, they carry diseases such as malaria. In 2010, Pakistan experienced its worst floods in history. As much as 14% of Pakistan is inundated. Many people lost their lives, houses were submerged, and crops were destroyed. Many people in Pakistan were left homeless by the flood. About 20 million people were affected. According to UN figures, 1.5 million people are still displaced. Most of those affected live in the eastern province of the country. Flood killed at least 600 people, destroyed 5,300 villages, and affected 30,000 houses. The army was deployed in the area for 3 weeks. The flood situation in Sindh this year, 2022, is very critical. The provincial government has asked for the international assistance to provide relief and rehabilitation efforts. In some places, the water level is so high that the streets are flooded. People are stranded on roofs of their houses, and it's too dangerous even to try to get near to them. This situation is very, very bad. People are dying because they can't get any help from the government. The situation is getting severe day by day. People need assistance. Millions of people are affected. The situation is so bad that the military has been deployed, troops, and the government has deployed emergency staff. Pakistan is a country where there is a lack of planning to cope up with the flood and other natural disasters. It is very unfortunate that this is so because we must admit that the flood and the other natural disasters will continue to plague for a long time to come. The floods in Pakistan in 2022 are the worst in this century and have caused much devastation and loss of lives, homes, and properties. These floods have displaced millions of people and affected a large number of people in the country. It's really unfortunate that Pakistan is a country which has faced severe natural disasters in recent years. These include floods, earthquakes, landslides, and mudslides. There were numerous casualties caused due to these disasters. Pakistan's recent floods have caused widespread devastation and left the country in need of assistance. To help the victims, United Nations has established an office to coordinate relief efforts and provide relief to the people who have been affected by the disaster. However, the lack of the proper planning and coordination has made it difficult for international aid agencies to respond adequately. Floods are natural disasters that come and go unpredictably. They happen when there is excessive rise in water level. This occurs due to several reasons. One can be the heavy rainfall. Another reason is the water level is above the banks of the river. This increases pressure on the river bed and causes surge in water level. This causes the land to subside and thus more water flow into the river. If the river bed becomes so soft and wet, the river water flows and floods our surrounding areas. When this happens, the people who live there are affected in the worst way. Poor farmers in Pakistan are being affected in the worst way during the flooding of the Indus River. They are affected in the most difficult way because they are poor farmers. They do not have a lot of money to get out of the flood. The flood water has reached as far as 300 kilometers downstream in the Indus River. It said millions of people have been affected by the floods, which have been described as the worst in Pakistan history. Hundreds of people dying every day due to the shortage of clean water and flood. One of the worst floods in history has devastated Pakistan with massive loss of human life and property. Pakistan suffered one of its worst floods in more than 70 years in year 2022. With an increase in water level in Pakistan, the water has covered the whole area. It has completely destroyed everything and caused death of many people. The flood has affected more than 22 million people in Pakistan. In Punjab, Sindh and Balochistan, the flood situation is really getting very bad. The government must give money to the affected families for the rehabilitation and for the recovery of their belongings.